The political feud between Zohran Mamdani and Donald Trump is reaching new heights as both continue to trade sharp elbows ahead of the New York City mayoral election. Mamdani, who is a Democratic Socialist and state assembly member, recently secured the nomination for New York City mayor, defeating former Governor Andrew Cuomo in a major upset. Since then, he's become a prominent target for President Donald Trump, who's unleashed a series of personal and political attacks. In fact, last week, President Trump called him a 100% communist lunatic and claimed his win marked a dangerous shift within the Democratic Party.
They're worried that somebody that, like this communist from New York, someday gets elected. I can't believe that's happening. That's a terrible thing for our country, by the way. He's a communist. We're going to go to a communistic state. That's so bad for New York, but the rest of the country is revolting against it.
President Trump then also mocked Mamdani's appearance, intelligence, and voice, grouping him with left-wing figures like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Senator Chuck Schumer. In a social media post, the president wrote, quote, "We've had radical lefties before, but this is getting a little ridiculous." Tensions intensified when Mamdani pledged to resist ICE raids in New York City, vowing to stop masked agents from deporting immigrants. And asked during a press briefing about Mamdani's remarks, President Trump said, "Well, then we'll have to arrest him."
Soon, Zohran Mamdani, who in his nomination speech said he will defy ICE and will not allow ICE to arrest criminal aliens in New York City. Your message to communist Zohran Mamdani?
Well, then we'll have to arrest him. Look, we don't need a communist in this country, but if we have one, I'm going to be watching over him very carefully on behalf of the nation.
Now, the president did not stop there. He also questioned Mamdani's citizenship, falsely implying that he might be in the country illegally. But in reality, Mamdani was born in Uganda, moved to the United States at age 7, and became a naturalized citizen in 2018.
We're going to be watching that very carefully, and a lot of people are saying he's here illegally. We're going to look at everything. And ideally, he's going to turn out to be much less than a communist. But right now, he's a communist. That's not a socialist.
After the president's remarks, Mamdani quickly hit back on social media, accusing Trump of using intimidation to silence dissent.
The president of the United States just threatened to have me arrested, stripped of my citizenship, put in a detention camp and deported. Not because I have broken any law, but because I will refuse to let ICE terrorize our city. We will not accept this intimidation.
And the Trump administration appears to be doubling down. White House Press Secretary Carolyn Leavitt said that allegations raised by Congressman Andy Ogles against Mamdani should, in fact, be investigated if true.
This Congressman Andy Ogles, he wants the Attorney General Bondi to explore denaturalization proceedings because he thinks Mamdani could have misrepresented or concealed material support for terrorism based on rap lyrics he wrote in 2017. Does President Trump think this is a worthwhile use of the Attorney General's time?
Well, I'll let the president speak to that. I have not seen those claims, but surely if they are true, it's something that should be investigated.
And
meanwhile, Mamdani continues to draw national attention for his unapologetic stance on immigration, economic justice, and Palestinian rights. His critics accuse him of extremism, while his supporters call him a necessary voice for working class communities and immigrants.
One of the things that we New Jerseyans share with New Yorkers is that we're inspired by the victory by Zohran Mamdani this past week. And it really shows that a positive, energetic campaign can triumph over the decrepit establishment.
As the campaign heats up, the stakes are in fact growing. And with President Trump now hinting at federal investigations and even denaturalization, the battle over New York's future and what kind of leadership it will accept is far from over.
Firstpost now available in 9 languages on YouTube. English,
Stands at $36 trillion.
French,
Le FMI, comme
German,
Geschäftsführenden Direktor,
Hindi,
$30 trillion ka-charge mo.
Indonesian,
Pemerintah tanpa pemeriksaan.
Italian,
Skali radikali.
Japanese,
$1 idioma.
Portuguese,
Por causa do próprio balanço patrimonial.
Spanish.
Beautiful bill.
Go to Settings, click on Audio Track and select a language of your choice. Be the first to know what's happening around you in your first language. Firstpost.